Your values are your guiding principles, those things that are so important you wouldn't compromise them in any way. Your values answer the questions, what do I stand for? And what is most important to me? Knowing your values helps you make better decisions, and knowing what really counts assists you in assessing alternatives and choosing what's the best fit for you. So getting clarity on your values is a critical step in becoming a leader. In fact, studies on leadership show that those seen as the best and most inspiring leaders have consistent values that they display every day. In other words, they walk their talk. Sometimes leaders we work with have had specific values established that they've really built their organization on. In CEO Road Rules, I interviewed a great guy named Michael Doherty, and Michael started an organization called Kindermusik. Michael Doherty has 3 core values that he emphasizes in his business, with his family, and in the community. And those are be open, honest, and direct, or OHD, as he likes to say for short. His board, his coworkers, his family, his customers all know that these values are key to Michael. He speaks of them frequently and gives examples of how they're being used in the organization and when they're not. So as a result, everyone around him on a daily basis, and this involves teachers from around the world because Kindermusik provides innovative programs and tools and educational materials for kids and for teachers. These teachers know when they meet Michael and talk to him that he's really about openness, honesty, and being direct. And as a result, his customers, those teachers, are that way with him. As a leader, it's essential that your personal values and your organizational values are at least compatible. They may not be in perfect alignment like Michael Doherty's, but they need to line up. Sometimes your personal values align well with your organization's. In some cases, they may not. If your personal values are in conflict with the culture where you work, you won't be happy. And you may stop feeling passionate about what you're doing. For example, one of your personal values may be about quality and achieving a certain standard of excellence in everything you do. If you take a job with a company that values speed and doing the bare minimum to get the product out the door faster, you're not going to be happy. You're going to be very frustrated because your company values and your personal values are in conflict. Getting clarity on your personal values involves examining the relevant importance of things that you hold dear. And a lot of people don't take time to examine that. Some examples of values commonly expressed include learning and growth, balance, achievement, creativity, service, enjoyment, relationships with others, security, opportunities to advance, quality, money, recognition, status, power, family, leisure, freedom, autonomy, collaboration, competition. One way to further clarify your values is to make a list of people that you admire. So here you're making the list in one column. Write down now some people that you admire most. In a second column, write down next to the people that you've targeted why you admire them most. And then you're going to make a third column. And in that third column, I'd like you to ask yourself, what is the value or what are the values that that person I most admire display that really draw me? In my experience in helping people and organizations define their values over the years, I find that people are attracted to those who model values that they aspire to. So take a little time now. You might want to shut the DVD off. Make your 3 columns. List who you admire, in the second column why, and then in the last column, what is the value that they're modeling? Next, I'd like you to list the 10 values you hold most dear. You might want to put these in your Right Focus workbook, on a sheet of paper, or on your computer journal. Okay, once you have these 10 listed, next, I'd like you to prioritize the values you selected and assign a 1 to those you hold most important and a 10 to those you hold least important, and anywhere in between. So ask yourself, which of these values are essential to me and guide all my decisions and behaviors? Which are important but don't have a major impact on my life? And which ones can I drop because they don't reflect what I hold dear through my behaviors and actions? So to further define your personal value statement, if you can, narrow your list down to 3 to 5 values. When you've completed narrowing them down, write your most essential values in final priority order. So often, we don't have a clear definition for what we say is important to us. So for example, I might pick a value like innovation or creativity, and my definition might be very different than yours. I define creativity as being innovative and using a variety of ideas and techniques to find a new type of solution or invent something. Somebody else might select that same value but define creativity as expressing myself in a variety of ways, from how I dress, how I decorate things, and improvising when I communicate new ideas to others. 2 very different definitions of the same value of creativity. Once you've selected your prioritized 3 to 5 values, define them by writing exactly what each one means to you. You might want to stop here and take some time to write your value definitions. Now that you've selected your 3 to 5 top values and have defined them, I'd like to ask you to rate on a 1 to 5 scale, kind of giving yourself a performance appraisal here, with 1 being poor and 5 being great, on how true you feel you are to your stated values. So you're listing the values on the left, and on the right, you're giving them ratings. You have this in your workbook, or you can also copy this down on a sheet of paper or put it on your computer. Consider the following questions to help you live your values every day. Question number 1, which value did I rate myself best on? Why? How can I build on this strength in applying the values I rated lower? Number 2, which value did I rate myself lowest on and why? How can I improve to be more consistent in applying this value to my day-to-day life? Number 3, what can I do to strengthen my values and enhance my acting on them consistently? Share your personal values with someone you trust who knows you well, and ask them to give you some feedback on the values you've selected, how you've defined them, and your ratings. Defining your team or organization's values and practicing them can build a strong, high-performing culture. There are many benefits in working together to define your values and make the often unspoken spoken. Also, it's critical to develop strategies to live the values and to reward and recognize them, because we do things that get rewarded and recognized. So let's talk for a moment about how clearly defining your values enables your team or organizations to do the following. To define appropriate behaviors so people know what they are. Next, help people know if they're doing the right things. Guide people to make right decisions. It also helps you attract, recruit, and select people who share the team or organization's values. Another important thing is that it rewards those who exemplify the values consistently and hold accountable those who do not. The gap between the actual values and your desired values gets narrowed when people know what you're talking about.